What is up, everyone? My name is Ulysses, and today I just want to get into a kind of a simple topic, and that is the ROI of kindness. And for those who happen to not know what ROI stands for, that is return of investment. And I do think that kindness in and of itself is a good investment in life. Now, not that you should be kind just because you hope that something good will happen. I think you should be kind no matter what. But just to kind of illustrate a story, I remember, man, this was 2019 or 2020. But I was selling some comic books and just locally, and someone hit me up. They're like, "Hey, do you have this, specific comic book?" I don't remember the exact issue, but I believe it was a Spider-Man comic. I was like, "Oh, no, I don't have that one." Like, okay. He was talking about how he'd been looking for it for, I think, wait, no, had he? I'm trying to remember if he had actually mentioned if he'd been looking for that one for a little while. But in any case, after, because this is all just through Facebook Messenger. After that, I just decided, you know what? I'll go look up this comic book on eBay. I looked it up. I don't think there were a lot of listings. I think there was a few. Bought it. Didn't cost me that much. It was like 12 bucks, 15. I don't even remember. It was not expensive at all. So bought it. It came in the mail, 5 days later. And then I took a picture of it and sent it to the guys like, hey, is this a comic book you're looking for? He's like, oh yeah, that's the exact one. He's like, how much do you want for it? I was like, it's free. It's yours. And then he got back to me. He's like, wait, you serious? Like, yeah, sure, no worries. And then he was like, okay, great. Like, thank you so much. We met up locally, gave him the comic. He was very grateful. Didn't think anything of it. And just as a side note, I wasn't like thinking anything would happen with this. This was just every now and again, just a generous thought pops into my head. I don't want to make myself out to seem like some kind of saint or anything like that, but just I try to follow generous thoughts. Like if I have a thought to be generous, I try to follow through with that. That's kind of one of my rules of life. Doesn't mean I'm generous all the time or that I'm constantly, just throwing comics or Pokemon cards or anything like to everyone. It's just every now and again, just something pops into my head. I'm like, yeah, sure, I'll run with that. So that's what one of these moments was. And so yeah, give him the comic. He's grateful. We go our separate ways. And then he messages me. I think actually before I even get home, I had got a message from him, and in it, he talks about how his wife has been in the hospital, and how he had been looking for that comic for a while, and yeah, just how it was a very hard time for him and his wife because she had been in the hospital for a little bit, and she was. See, I'm trying to remember. This was a couple of years back, but he was talking about just how grateful he was for that. And he was saying like, I know it seems silly, it's a comic book, but just that kindness, that gesture of kindness, that kind act meant the world to him in such a hard moment. And it's just one of those moments where it's like, gosh, like I'm really glad I did that, because there's a couple things I want to point out from this story. And again, this is not like about me. This is not like, oh, look at me, I did this kind of thing. But one of the cool things that came from that was that we're now friends. We've seen each other a couple times, just I think just at the store. Whole COVID thing. We don't really hang out with people much right now. But it's just been really awesome that led to a friendship. But also, there is no way I would have known that some random person who messaged me on Facebook Marketplace, Facebook Messenger, was going through that. There's no way. And so when you're just kind, when you have those when you do those kind acts, yeah, people might not tell you what's going on in their life, but you never know how much they appreciate it. Like I know when people have done things for me, like it's it's hard to describe the gratitude, especially when it's unprompted. Yeah, I guess this is more of a title of a. I guess this is, or I guess the subject of today's video is more of one, you never know what someone's going through, and two, the ROI of kindness. And I guess going back to the ROI of kindness, what did that lead to? Well, first of all, it led to a friend. Second of all, it led to making someone's day who was going through such a hard time. And I think he actually might have bought some more comics from me later. I don't. I think, and so I guess you could say it led to more business. But there have been other times where kindness in my life, like just having those, striving to be a good person, striving to be kind, has led to business results. Has led to people doing buying something from me. Has led to people giving me things that I was able to sell later. And just overall, has led to gaining more trust with people and building better relationships. And again, not that I think you should be kind just so you hope that something will come out of it, but I do believe that kindness is a huge strength. It is a huge strength, especially again when you do it not expecting anything out of it. Because I think when you are trying to do kind gestures, but you're like, I'll do this, but in the back of your mind, you're like, yeah, but you owe me one. That's not really being kind. That's more trying to manipulate someone, trying to get people to owe you back. That's not kindness. I think when you are just again trying to be kind, doing little things of generosity, again, out of the goodness of your heart, like don't expect anything in return, and somehow good things just do happen. Maybe not right away, and maybe not to the, and maybe there are plenty of people that you'll be kind to who never reciprocate anything. That's fine. I think just making kindness a habit will have a huge ROI in your life. So that's just the thought I want to share today. So hopefully that helps one of you out there. And yeah, hopefully have a fantastic day, night, or whenever you're watching or listening to this, and I will catch you all later.